Okay, hey guys. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully this isn't too loud and too crowded or anything. But this is the Gumdrop Gamer, and this is the Legend of the Magic Dungeon. So I've got a couple guys here with me that are going to help me show it off. And if you guys would like, go ahead and pick out your character. You can pick out with these right here. Don't worry if you get any of your food on them.
No,
that's
I got my thing in.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got my thing in.
So what this is, it is a board game. It is going to be a video game. It is an RPG collect-a-thon. You go around, you fight enemies, you level up, you buy equipment, you stay at inns, you collect gumdrops and all kinds of stuff, and you got a lot of cute little characters in the game. Lots of cute little characters to show off for the game here.
So question.
Yeah.
Are we teams or are we against each other?
Yeah.
So you can decide to be on a team or you can decide to be against each other. The point is to come all the way from here, all the way down here to the boss to fight him. You've got some more objectives here. This is a super boss right here, and that is an investment space. You can go over there and fight the super boss. If you beat him, he's much harder than this guy, and you're probably not really prepared unless you're at least level 3 to fight him. You can get that investment space, invest 10 gold, and then you get 1 gold every turn for the rest of the game. Let's see. Each player starts with a health potion and a half health potion. So we got half health potions. And health potions. Let's see. Then you're also going to, the reason why you're going to want to beat the bosses is because you get these tokens, and if you take a look at the bosses themselves, you get a certain amount of gold. Like for this first boss, you get 5 gold for each boss token that you have, and you get 10 gold for each super boss token that you have. Let's see. Also, there is a town in this first board. Let me see where I put it. It's been a while since I've looked at my own board, so give me just a moment. So the town, right over here, guys. And you go to that town, you fight a battle, and once you liberate that town, you get a little token that says that you beat that town, and nobody else can fight that battle to liberate the town after that. But again, you're getting rewards for getting better. So the better you get, the better you're going to do, the better you're going to get. And then there's some shops, like right over here we have an item shop and we have an equipment shop. You've got random items that you can pick up. You basically pick up the card and roll 1 through 6. Whatever result you get is what you receive. And then there are enemy drops as well. And if you take a look at this guy right here, this one is the gold baggie. He's a little bit more difficult to beat. You get a treasure card, which could have any number of treasures on it, and you can also pick up 3 of these yellow gumdrops. So also, if you take a look at the characters down here at the bottom, we have level up charts, and that determines your stats. We've got the attack stat, magic attack, block, and magic block right there. So go ahead and pick out your character, please. So there is a solo mode, there's a 2v2 mode, there's a 4-hero mode where you just play as 4 different heroes. Kind of meant to be one-on-one for the battles to start off with, just to make things a little bit
You
more
mentioned it
difficult.
could be competitive and cooperative, so it's like, what's that actually?
That
Does that
is
change things?
that is up to the player.
But is there like a rule difference between those?
The rules are slightly different because then you can choose, if you're doing a competitive, you can choose to fight the other player, and you can like take their items or their equipment or a card from them, or if they have one of these tokens for like an investment space, then you can take that from them. So this one, the super boss, is the one you beat for the investment space, so that would be the one that you guys would get. So I would suggest, if you're not sure who to grab, either grab like the warrior here or the dark fighter.
What exactly is the end objective?
The end objective right now is to beat this boss.
Okay.
This is the first board, and there are supposed to be 5 boards for the original content. But there's going to be many more boards, and each one is going to get progressively harder. But your characters are going to get progressively better at fighting.
So if you die, you go back to the start?
Yes, if you die, you go back to the start, or if you have landed on or passed an inn that says warp on it, that will be your place that you respawn at.
Like the same.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's no other penalties other than that at this time. Okay, he's got a dark fighter. Which one do you want?
I'll put this on it.
Alright, cool.
Sorry, I was focused on the chicken. What was the penalty for death?
What's that?
What was the penalty for death?
Penalty for death is go back to start, or if you have landed on or passed an in warp on a map, then you warp back to that. So guys, a lot of this is up to interpretation for the player. I'd like to leave it a little bit open to make a truly RPG experience for you guys, but we're going to go ahead and kick this off. So if you guys want to roll to see who goes first.
Yeah.
Okay. You got 6. So keep in mind, if there's an arrow on the board, you can't go past it, but you can move in any direction on your turn.
So who goes first?
That's you. You rolled a 6. So
And I can go any direction.
yeah, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, land on the fire, or go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and fight an enemy.
What's a fire?
The fire deals 1 ally to you. You take a point of damage.
Oh, never mind that. Wait, actually, I had to fire an enemy too. I'll find an enemy first.
Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and mix up these level 1 enemy cards. And this is going to be the lucky enemy that you're going to be fighting. Let me get you guys your cards. This is probably something I could have been doing while I was waiting for people to come on over. But that's all right. We're going to get this figured out. So which one did I get you? The Dark Blanc. Okay, you need that one as well. You got... Okay, perfect. You got both of those. We got enemy cards. These are your battle cards. So go ahead and mix those up together. Yep. And you're going to draw the top 3 of that deck after you shuffle it up. So the way this always works is the heroes always go first.
Okay.
You get to attack first, so draw out the top 3 off of your battle card deck. Okay, perfect. So you got 2 attacks or a block.
Oh, I get to pick which one?
Yeah, you get to pick which one.
Oh, okay. I do attack.
Okay, so how much attack does your character have? Your character has 9 attack. The Slimo has 1 defense. So that means that you are going to do 8 points of damage to him.
Okay.
So it's basically a subtract.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So you've knocked him out in one go. So
Oh, cool.
if you guys take a look, he's going to get a white gumdrop, and he is going to get up here. This 3 is the gold that you get. If somebody else is in the battle with you, like a team member or an opponent or something, they get 2 gold for finishing the battle. All right, so you get 1 gumdrop that you can spend at one of the gumdrop shops, and you get 3 gold.
Do I recycle the battle card? Or?
So the battle cards, you basically, you've got to share the battle deck. So you go ahead and take out, after the battles, take out your 2 cards, and that way he can use it on his turn. All right, and then you're up.
10. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
So if you land here, you get 5 gold, and you automatically can level up your character.
Yeah, do that.
And here's another thing that I should have already got for you guys. Is give you half sheets of paper because I don't have proper things set up for keeping track otherwise. I do have 1 tank here. I think I left the rest at work. So as you can see, this guy's in level 2, which means he has 15 HP now. He's got 13 attack. He's got 1 defense and 1 magic defense. All right, it's your turn.
I can go backward, huh?
Yes, you can go backwards.
Oh, that's great.
As long as you're not trying to run yourself into a wall and then go backwards,
Okay.
you're fine.
And we can occupy the same space, right? We don't fight each other.
So yeah, you do not have to fight each other if you land on the same spot.
Alright.
But you can choose to challenge your opponent.
I'll get a go. I'll get 3 go.
Okay. Did you want to just to level yourself up as well?
Oh, you can do that too?
Yeah. For 5 gold,
Oh,
you can trade that in and reach level 2. And then after you're level 2, you can trade in 15 gold, and then you'll be level 3.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll level up. Level up. Level 2. And I become 14.
And we also have these neat little owie counters that we can use to keep track of your life, how much damage you've taken. All right, and then it's your turn.
Multiplayer is kind of it's very much because it's but you had to beat the boss to win, right? You cannot just land.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean, you can treat it as a co-op style where you just fight, you both fight the boss at the same time.
Can I see how strong the boss is right now or not? I can't
Oh,
see it.
for sure. Yeah, it's a little bit spoilery, but this is the guy that you're fighting.
Wait, only 10 HP?
Only 10 HP. So you could probably knock him out in a couple of shots because you're a warrior. If you were like a cleric or something, what did I don't think I called him cleric. I think I called them a priest, no, I called him medic. If you had a medic, you probably wouldn't fare so well against that boss. At level 2. You'd have to be level 3 to be able to do that. So this first boss, the Boogeyman. Here is the super boss that I was pointing to over here at this investment spot. He is a green ogre. Okay, so you are choosing to fight a level 1 enemy. I don't remember if we put that other one back on top. But we can go ahead and shuffle. So you also have a Slimo to fight. So here are your battle cards. Shuffle your 2 special battle cards for your class in there. And then you're going to draw the top 3 and choose one that you're going to fight the enemy with.
So there's no like mana,
No, there's no mana cost for anything. And I'm wondering where I left the 2 battle cards for the Slimos.
You gave them to me apparently.
Oh, I did?
These are all enemy attacks.
Oh, those are all enemy attacks. Okay, thank you. That explains things. Game design, guys, it gets sloppy. But once this is set up as a video game, much less sloppy, much more fun. This is really just a start. There's so much coming. There's magic that's going to be for the magical characters. There's going to be skill cards. There's going to be guardians. There's going to be buddies that help you fight in battle. All kinds of neat stuff. So I have not flipped over a special card. So this is what his Dark Fighter card looks like. It's the Dark Attack. The Dark Fighter swings his sword and fires a cloud of darkness from the sword's tip. The Dark Fighter attacks, loses 1 life, and the enemy loses his next attack.
Well,
So you can
might as well just do basic attack.
Yeah, you can kill him with a simple crit.
Yeah.
So again, he is going to get the 1 white gumdrop, and he gets 3 gold for beating the enemy. Hi, how's it going? I am recording a video for YouTube with the focus on this this board game. That way people can see what it's like. As long as my battery holds out, I will be able to do this.
Oh, that's fine. Level 1? I'll do that. Fight again.
Okay, you got to fight again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I had to include incentives for you actually beating these enemies of the drops, because otherwise you're just going around and you're collecting gold and then you can level up. But
Just being rich. That's what matters.
yeah, that's cool. But you know, I want people to be engaged with the game as well. That's why you get these things, and you're also going to be able to, at some point, there will be incentives for killing certain number of certain enemies. But I'm not going to spoil that just yet. So we're fighting a gold baggie this time. He's a little bit more scary. He's got 7 attack and 3 defense.
So what do you use to fight?
So we're using these battle cards to fight.
Are these ones the fighting battle cards?
Yes, sir, they are.
Oh, you got more battle cards. Sure.
Do me a favor, bud. Shuffle those up for me. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. I just trust you to give me some better luck than what I've.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
All right.
Yeah, I got
There's
3.
some sort of luck.
Okay, again, heroes going first. We still did not get a special card for this enemy. Oh yeah, we did. But that's the wrong one. That enemy is not supposed to be in there still.
So like plus two attack.
Yep, you're adding +2 to your attack stat, which again is right there, 11. So you've got 13.
So 13 minus the defense.
Oh, minus defense and then 9.
So he takes 10 damage.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's only 9.
Oh, he's gone.
Only 9 each.
Alright, gotta go again. Yeah.
So
Take 5 gold.
this enemy is a little bit more lucrative. He gets 3 of the yellow gumdrops.
I was supposed to get the gold for that.
He gets a treasure.
slime guy, right?
Yeah. He gets a treasure card level 1, which is out of this deck. So go ahead and draw a card out of that deck.
Oh, 5 more gold.
So you get 5 more gold. He also gets 5 gold for killing the enemy. So he gets 10 gold reward. And he gets 3 of these yellow gumdrops that he can trade at a gumdrop shop.
Can I cast a spell jumping over the table?
Yes. It resolves. You get +2 magic points for that too.
Do you think we could move this back here so that people can like,
For sure.
go through back here as well? And I can get more chairs and stuff too.
Yeah. I'm going to continue to stand because it's going to make things easier on my end.
This doesn't even
That I think that is useless.
This is my favorite card in the game.
I think we're good.
It is really good.
If we have any more people that want to jump in or something, we can just go grab it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. So whose turn was it? You just beat
Yep.
the
That's the most like common
gold baggie. Gold baggie's dead.
Do I put this on to the end?
Yeah, you put it at the bottom. Because you're automatically collecting what you got.
When it's 3 or 4 players, but it is definitely it's the balance is on like a razor's edge
And luckily, we got somebody here who is making sure that we got some order to any chaos that might arise.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right, so we're grabbing another 5 gold. And just random aside, guys, everything that you're seeing for the most part is alive. If you take a look, we got some bushes over here. We got some towers. They are alive in the Legend of the Magic Dungeon world. Basically, in the Gumdrop Gaming world, most everything is alive.
Somehow ended up swapping our pieces at some point.
All right. So again, the person who gets here first and beats this boss is the winner of this session.
Does it need to be an exact roll?
No, you can roll as long as you land on that on any of your movements. You can fight. And right now, both of you are strong enough that you could fight him and beat him.
For some reason, I was saying music attack.
So we've got item shop number 1. The shops, I believe, are all here. So this is item shop number 1. He can pay 1 gold for a half health potion, 3 gold for a health potion, 3 gold for an extra die, 3 gold for an attack die, 3 gold for a block die, or 5 gold for a triple die.
So does extra die last forever, or is it 1 turn?
So that's a 1-turn thing. You buy that from and grab it out of the items. You use it. If you take a look at the bottom left of your item cards, they will have an M or a B that will tell you when you can use them, either on the map or in the battle. And also, you can sell your items, equipment, anything that you want for the price that is down here in the corner.
Can I sell the gumdrop or not?
The gumdrops you can't sell.
Oh. What are they used for again?
They are used when you land on a gumdrop shop.
Oh,
So
different shops.
your gumdrop shops are going to be these rainbow colored ones.
Okay, gotcha. I'll pass.
Okay.
Seven.
Okay. We have one brave soul that is fighting the boss. And by the way, that's spending the gold to level up. You can do at any time.
Don't have enough now.
Yep.
Alright, so I need the deck.
So,
Right.
you need which deck? This is the enemy attack deck, which means this one is yours. Let me throw in
Maybe this deck's gonna be some different backs.
Yes, that's something that I could include later. Is maybe changing the background to like red for the enemies.
Yeah.
I think that is a good idea. Thank you. Every little bit of that kind of feedback is stuff that helps. When you are a game designer, all feedback is neutral, and it's only what you do with it that matters. Whether it is good or bad. You can collapse under the pressure, or you can say, hey, this is cool. They didn't like this. I'm going to figure out a way to make it better.
So he's got 10 health, 2 block.
Okay. And I'm going to show this out to the people in YouTube. We'll get to you in just a second. The boogeyman lays boogie down time. The boogeyman lays down a mad beat. Your party starts to boogie down. Each party member loses a turn. And so you're going to critical hit it, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Mine
have
always goes first.
how much is your
13.
attack? 13 attack, and he has two defense, and then he has 10 health. So he is going to be able to knock out the boss.
No way. He won
Yep.
already?
And so right here, this shows that the boss is status immune. Also, for beating the boss, he gets this boss token, which nets him 5 gold. He also gets the boss token itself. He gets a health potion, he gets an angel wings, and a 6 die.
You made it, so you can.
And I'm looking forward to the end of this video so I don't have to talk loud enough to make sure that everybody's hearing me. So, health potions, self-explanatory. He plays it anytime, and he can move all his ally counters. The Angel Wings lets him return to any warp point. We were talking about that before. Anytime there's an inn with warp on it, that's where you can warp to. And also where you return to if you were to die. And this is the 6 die, which I have named improperly up at the top, so I'm going to have to change that if I haven't already. But use it on your turn before moving or rolling for movement, and you can move 6 spaces, not 1 space this turn. So if we had the second board set up, that's when you got to move onto the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then once somebody beats the 5th, that's the end of the initial game. But this is something that will continue on. This is something that there will be new releases. We're going to try for every 3 months once we get things rolling, but let's see how that works out. It could be a little bit longer in between the intervals. So, any advice you guys have for me on this game after playing it?
So, two things that immediately spring to mind is
Yeah.
one, I do really like how you made this board very branching,
Yeah.
but you know, I could get to the boss on turn 2. So, I mean, I rolled pretty high, but it's still like, you know, I could get to the boss on turn 2, which probably wouldn't be an issue, but also the boss is weak enough that it was pretty realistic for me to beat it at level 1. If I hit like nothing extra on the way, thinking that there's so I think there needs to be, so in that curve I think there should be either some combination of the larger board or more powerful boss monster. But as I said, I did really like how you have the board very branched, and as thing is that even though there's the random roll, that basically every roll I made, you know, unless you just completely roll like a 2 or 3, basically, there's almost always an option of multiple places to go and multiple rewards to get, which was one concern that I had when I first started saying the roll to move. That was alleviated by actually playing it.
Okay.
So I think the heavily branching board really works in its favor.
So that's one thing is maybe we could have it go down, branches down off this way first, and then you can move back around over here. Or we could reduce it down to 1 die, because the issue before is we had the combat dice that we were using, and the rolls just took too long. People weren't engaged in the game because we didn't have like cool little sayings on these cards for them to read, and these cards, the attack cards, they didn't even exist. So thank you for the good advice and good feedback.
Yeah.
Anything else?
As the card system works pretty well, you know, it's I think at this point pretty established mechanic, but it works well. It's established for a reason, a good reason. That is just Yeah, I was thinking the exact balance. Obviously, it's one of those things that needs to be integrated a whole bunch. Like it just needs to with just combats, but it's like getting that right tuning of like the enemy difficulty versus the versus the expected player level, and then also like the amount of power allocated to the base kit versus like what's coming out of the cards.
And I personally gave you guys, I specifically gave you guys the more powerful characters because, again, if you were a cleric or a mage, your character would be much squishier. You would not be able to beat the boss as easy. But there's going to be trade-offs in power depending on whether you use melee class or you use magic class. And it'll be more difficult at different stages in the game for each different class.
That like you think that the magic classes would be fare better in the later rounds, like the later boards. Is the idea?
The clear cat's survivability. You remove an AOE counter every turn, and it will eventually, upgrade to like a priest or something, and then it'll have healing spells.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Any advice on this?
No, my question is, when you go digital, when you went to digital,
Yeah.
do you have a platform in mind? You want like turn this like PC game?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I want this to be available to pretty much every platform, but specifically, I would say Nintendo. Nintendo was the console I grew up with, and secondary would be PlayStation. That I very much love PlayStation, and then of course Xbox. I can't make a game without including Xbox because I love Xbox as well. I love all three of them.
So, do you mind like mobile game? You don't like the console?
So there may be a mobile version, but I'm not going to limit it to mobile. But there will also be companion apps that are going to be created to where instead of having to fidget around with the scoreboard or anything, you just have this app set up where it'll keep track of where you are on the board and everything, which is good for in between sessions if you don't want to play through the entire game. And then it'll keep all your items, your levels, your equipment, all that stuff will be under a single profile. But I mean, of course, you got to play on the board. Anything else we want to do, Jess?
Because I'm saying like this mission, if it's kind of like really fast pace, it might be starting with like mobile games, something really fast on mobile games,
Oh,
if the game pace, if it's like really fast game pace. Might we start with mobile games,
Yeah.
It'll be easier to like an entry just to start out before building a more complex.
So, mobile games, I do have a specific opinion on that. And this is my opinion, does not reflect on anybody else here. But with the mobile games, they remind me of Atari back in the old days. I think right around '79, if I'm not mistaken, was when they had the video game market crash because there was an overabundance of games saturating the market that were all basically clones of themselves. Sound a little bit like mobile, and the difference was there wasn't a whole lot of like stellar great games back in the day. I mean, you had Pac-Man, you had Asteroid Space Defender. Basically, most of it was like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, or a space game. And then everything else was just like there were a few other like pitfalls back in the Atari game, the Frogger, that people just really loved. But then there was just so many clones, and that's why I wouldn't want to ever put my game specifically into just the mobile phase.
Yeah. So, a couple of things I'm thinking.
Sure.
One, this is more just a general comment. I think you'll find a lot of design space will open up when you start transitioning to digital.
Yeah.
Just because, obviously, love always things that can be like represented with the physical. Having the physical basis does a really good job of like forcing you to keep things like on the simpler side, but there's still a lot of those things that could be interesting that can be expanded on once it goes digital.
And it doesn't have to stay on the simpler side, because if you look at Magic the Gathering, that's something that expands every 3 months. They'll have something new.
It's true, but I would say that in Magic the Gathering, any card that can't be explained in that little text box is too complicated.
For sure.
And then like Magic Gathering, like there's even some, if you compare like Magic Gathering to say like Hearthstone, Hearthstone will have a lot of like random effects or things that are like, pull a card from all possible cards that like wouldn't make any sense in Magic. But the things I'm thinking is that you said you had some programming experience. So I think
Very little, but yes.
you could probably put up a pretty simple little program that would essentially just have like you just put together like pick a class, player class, pick a level, pick an enemy, and then have them essentially fight by just pulling the top card off the deck every time. And then have it run that like 1,000 times and see which one wins.
Yeah, that's something I want to know too. Does it feel like the 3 cards is too much? Does it feel like it should be the top card of the deck and that's it?
So I think having the choice between the 3 cards is good for the player. I think the thing is that since the plan is since right now you're essentially a dungeon master, having like 3 cards for the enemy is fine for the board game form. When you go digital, the enemy's going to have to pick one action. So for that case, it might be better to balance it around the idea of the enemy just playing the top card, whatever comes out.
I mean, and the enemy could also have an attack script like what most RPGs.
Yeah, they could have like they're not having that base attack deck to work with. But yeah, you just have it like run, a million times, like a million fights, and you see like, if both sides are just pulling the top card of their deck, you see like, maybe there's some percentage chance you want to hit for like the player winning. Or you'd be like, the player, if they're just pulling the top card off, they should be winning like with making no decisions. They should be winning like 40% of the time or something. And then now that you expect the player to have 3 out, you expect them to win out more than half the time. But just kind of getting the tune of like what feels right for the probabilities. Like, obviously nothing beats iterating and playtesting, but like just getting that feel for like, is this in a sensible spot for like what would make for like reasonable. It's like, is this in the ballpark or something that's balanced? So you can like fine tune it from there. You just basically just sitting at your computer in a couple hours.
And this is why we do play testing, people, because there are no perfect answers to any of these. It's just basically when you're a game designer, it's got to be what you want, and you got to be able to make it reasonable for the players. That's really all there is to it.
I feel like I had one other thing I lost it. But I was just saying, like, the other little things you can play around with is like how much the like unique class cards impact things for how like the different classes feel and the class abilities impact versus like how much is the base things impact. Just I could have just gotten lucky, but like had the one that's like basically none of the little modifiers I can add or edit through at the current numbers mattered for the actual like the base
Right.
stats were enough to get through. Which can make sense for like level 1 fights, and then it's kind of a question of like, okay, how much of each level should, how much of the game should each level be taking up, and how long should be spending on each level. But yeah, but no, I mean the fact that I'm getting like this sort of like detailed feedback means that like you have solid basis, like
Yeah.
there's a solid foundation here. And it's like it's then being like, hey, here's some ways to like refine it instead of I definitely not to like there's no mechanics that I'm sitting here looking at and be like, this just doesn't work. It's like those things that seem tuned wrong, but like that's normal for this point in development.
For sure. Yeah, we're basically in the beta testing phase right now, and if you notice, there's this whole little section right over here that you can ferry over to. There's incentive to come back to areas because this is a green door. This is a yellow door. You need a green key and a yellow key in order to unlock those, and those open up entire new boards that you can go to.
So, what I'm also saying with maybe the amount of stuff on the map, the other thing is that you talked about there being like 5 stages. Are you thinking about this as like a game that you expect people to like go from beginning to end in one sitting? Like
No,
board game?
absolutely not. That's why I encourage players to, if we don't have, right now we don't have the app set up yet. And I'm saying we, as in, I'm starting this right now. I've been working on this by myself. Don't have extra employees that are interested in working on this yet. But that's one of the reasons for coming down here. We're writing everything down, and that's your way to save where you are in the game. And also, if you notice, every tile is numbered, so that you can be like, okay, I'm on map 1, I'm on the tile 57 right there, and so that's where I'm going to start back again when we pick up this game.
It's just like more tuning things. Like it's kind of spitballing. It's just like
For sure.
and getting that thing of like, they do like these single stage play tests in the physical version where you have everyone sit down from start to finish. It's like it can be easy to encourage the game to go faster that way, when maybe it's like, no, things need to be longer before it hits the boss. Like maybe if your intended playtime for each stage is like an hour, or like
I mean, you guys played for what, maybe about 30 minutes or so before we finally hit the boss. Not too
I don't
long.
even think it was that.
Yeah, might have been like 15, 20
It was like
minutes.
15 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like, just getting that curve going of like, you have all these things, these little mechanics all around the board that don't need to be engaged with.
Right.
Or like, I can't even say anything about like whether they're good or not because we didn't have to.
Okay.
We didn't have to interact with them, or there was no incentive to interact with them.
Yeah.
I think that's another big tuning lever to really be thinking about.
If you want to figure out how specifically unit,
Yeah, it's like, I was going to keep reiterating, it's like, we got a really good foundation here. It's just figuring out, like, it's sort of D&D beats Mario Party kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, there's a good foundation there.
Yeah.
It's just like, is there other things I think he thought about to, like, really make it feel right.
Yeah, I mean, you got your ice cream trees. I've even got an ice cream mountain. Best place in the world to be. Somebody buy me an ice cream mountain on YouTube, please.
My girlfriend would also love an ice cream mountain. If anyone's got one to donate.
So, guys, if you're watching YouTube, this is my contact information. As you can see, I've
You're
got...
not entirely different. Yeah.
Right there? Okay. So here is my contact information. You can hit me up on Gmail. I've got a Twitter. I've got a Twitch. I've got an Etsy page. I do have a YouTube page now as well. Just check out Gumdrop Gaming. Anytime you see this guy right here, the Gumdrop Bunny, that's me. Let me think if there's anything else we need to do while we're wrapping up things here. Anything else that we're going to be adding? Nope. Okay. So go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you think about the game. Give me any advice that you got on it. Anything at all that you want to tell me. And we'll see if we can make things happen. Okay, this is another thing, is definitely looking for more people that are interested in working on this. There is plenty of opportunities. I know a lot about what it is that I wanted to do before I did it. So there's plenty of opportunities for anyone who's looking for a job working with Gumdrop Gaming to start making money right away. So I did have a few things on that. Let me check my notes here real quick. So I want somebody who's passionate about games, somebody who passionate about your work, loves games, is willing to work in harmony and cooperation with people. You do not have to have prior experience, but the job is done when you are satisfied and you know that you have done the best that you can do. And if you're working with Gumdrop Gaming, you are family. So we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to YouTube, and you guys have a great night.